Alexander Isak booed on Nightmare Sweden first appearance since £125 million Liverpool transfer. Liverpool's defensive evolution and the Gayhei question. Rodrigo did not get called up by Carlo Ancelotti for the September Brazilian squad. Real Madrid transfer target is said to be a sure thing of joining in 2026, report. Liverpool and Chelsea interested in signing Wonder Kid. Now let's hear the details. Welcome to LFC Transfer Hub. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video. Also leave your comment below. Let's start. Liverpool summer signing Alexander Isak made his first appearance of the season for Sweden on Monday night. Liverpool summer signing Alexander Isak made his first appearance of the season for Sweden on Monday night. Alexander Isak was reportedly subjected to boos from Kosovo supporters as he made his way onto the field in Sweden's FIFA World Cup qualifying defeat on Monday night. The 25-year-old was playing for the first time in over 100 days, also marking his first appearance since signing for Liverpool. Isac completed a British record £125 million switch from Newcastle United to the Reds on transfer deadline day. As he had trained alone and not played for Eddie Howe's team over the months building up to the big move, there was great emphasis on whether the striker would play for his country during the September international break. That question has finally been answered, as Liverpool's new star got an 18-minute run-out as a substitute in the final stages of Sweden's 2-0 loss in Kosovo. Accounts of the match suggest it was a night to forget for the Scandinavians. Fotbollskanalen go into further detail about Isac in particular, as he entered into a hostile atmosphere in Pristina. The report stated, after around 72 minutes, Alexander Isak was substituted in, while Anthony Elanga left the field. The forward played his first match since May and was met with boos. No specific reason is given for why Isac was booed upon entering the field for the first time in the aftermath of a transfer saga that has divided opinion over his conduct. Realistically, that had nothing to do with the scenario unfolding in World Cup qualifying as the impassioned Kosovan support hoped their team would hold on to their advantage. The report continued by explaining why Isac was yellow-carded less than 10 minutes after his entry to the field. Muharrem Jashari was hurt in a duel with Anton Saletros and this angered the Kosovo camp. Both sets of players started pushing each other and Isac, along with Fidan Alatai and Arijanet Muric from the opposition, were given warnings. At the end Liverpool's new number 9 was given a good chance after being played through on goal, but shot straight at Muric. The striker managed to keep himself out of further trouble as Kosovo's Lyndon Emirlahu was sent off with a second yellow card in injury time. Isac was also able to avoid any injury scares, which Arne Slot should welcome before an introduction with his new recruit when the Reds resume training later this week. Upon Liverpool's return following the international break they have a busy schedule beginning with a trip to play Burnley at Turf Moor, September 14. Liverpool's defensive evolution and the Gayhei question. Liverpool's start to the new Premier League season has been nothing short of emphatic. Arne Slot has taken charge with the confidence of a man who already belongs at Anfield. 3 straight victories over Bournemouth, Newcastle United and Arsenal underline a team that looks refreshed and ambitious. Central to this has been a summer of significant change in defence. Kevin Kelleher, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Jarell Quansah and Kostas Tsimikas all departed, leaving space for a new-look back line. Georgi Mamardashvili, Jeremy Frimpong, Giovanni Leone and Milos Kerkez came in, each signing pointing to a manager determined to inject both quality and youth into his squad. Leone, who arrived from Parma for £26 million, already looks set to be a central figure in Slot's first team. Mark Gayhei pursuit and uncertainty. Liverpool's failed move for Mark Gayhei was one of the final twists of the transfer window. A deal worth £35 million had been agreed with Crystal Palace, with the England international even completing his medical before Palace withdrew at the last moment. The collapse of that deal left many supporters expecting Liverpool to revisit the situation in January. Speaking to Dave Davis for Anfield Index, David Lynch offered a measured take on the club's next steps. He explained, "I was keen to play down the idea that they would automatically go for him in January because things change so quickly in football. It seems logical to think that because they missed out on him by a matter of hours, then surely they just go and get him the next time that the window opens. I'm not surprised at all that they won't go back for him in January. Summer could offer fresh possibilities. Lynch suggested that a free transfer in the summer could be a more realistic outcome, but he also stressed the unpredictability of football recruitment. The only thing you can say at the moment is that Liverpool really like him, obviously, and maybe they can agree to sign him on a free transfer in the summer. But things change. Someone else might come onto the market that, if Konate leaves, they will need instead of Gayhei. You cannot offer any guarantees about how this will play out, and there's a lot up in the air at the moment, and that's without mentioning the fact that other clubs will be in the race to sign him in the summer. Spotlight on Leone's progress. Much of the debate also comes back to Giovanni Leone, the young centre-back whose development could shape Liverpool's approach in the transfer market. As Lynch noted, it's hard to say what the development of players will look like. Players at other clubs could take such a leap and be on their radar, and also it depends a lot on the progress of Giovanni Leone too. Liverpool's recruitment team will certainly continue to monitor Gayhei, but Slot and his staff will be equally invested in maximizing the talent already at their disposal. With momentum already building in the league, how Leone integrates and how the defensive unit gels will be decisive in whether Liverpool pursue Gayhei again or look elsewhere. Could Carlo Ancelotti's comments mean Rodrigo may not make the Brazil World Cup squad? Rodrigo did not get called up by Carlo Ancelotti for the September Brazilian squad. The September international break is a significant one for several countries as they aim to position themselves to qualify for the 2026 World Cup. Additionally, players are looking to place themselves in a spot to make the squad if their countries qualify for next year's major tournament. Real Madrid have a squad full of international players, whose countries should qualify. Some have already done so. One of those is Brazil, with several Los Blancos players in contention to represent Seleção next summer. Vinicius Jr., Eder Militao, Endrick, and Rodrigo all have chances, but will need to play regularly and be in top form. Carlo Ancelotti wants players at a high physical and tactical level. Brazil secured their place at the 2026 FIFA World Cup before this international break, allowing new head coach Carlo Ancelotti to assess other players who don't receive regular playing time. One of those is not Rodrigo, who, as it stands, would make the squad if it were announced today. However, Ancelotti's recent comments at his press conference could worry the Real Madrid star. Rodrigo has struggled to get into the team in the first 3 La Liga games under Xabi Alonso. The 24-year-old has started just 1 game and has played a total of 81 minutes. He is reportedly unhappy with how it's gone, and could look for a move away in January after nearly leaving in the summer. He could need to if his playing time does not increase. Ancelotti's comments suggest he wants players in physically good shape, which regular playing time gives you. With Ancelotti knowing Rodrigo well thanks to his time as Real Madrid coach, he may be happy to take him to North America. However, it all depends on how other players are performing at his position, with still a long way to go before decisions are made for the Italian. Real Madrid transfer target is said to be a sure thing of joining in 2026, report. Real Madrid had a good first transfer window under Xabi Alonso, and they are already reportedly looking at targets in the 2026 window. One name that has been continuously linked with a move throughout the summer is Liverpool centre-back Ibrahim Konate. Everything has pointed to him moving in the future, with the 26-year-old in his final year of his contract. Konate has been reportedly offered a new contract several times and has rejected all proposals. The latest one was said to be an improved offer, but the Frenchman has not agreed. It is unclear whether he is edging toward a move or simply seeking a better deal to stay. However, Marca believes a move to Real Madrid is a sure thing. Liverpool once again put forward a contract approach attempt, but the defender has rejected. At Anfield, they consider Konate's departure a sure thing. Ibrahim Konate to join Real Madrid in 2026. Real Madrid are said to be huge admirers of Ibrahim Konate, and with him entering his final year of his contract, they are ready to pounce. They have done the same with Kylian Mbappé and, most recently, his former teammate, Trent Alexander-Arnold. Los Blancos could go in with a small bid in January if they feel they need an extra player. However, they could offer a pre-contract, as they would be allowed to speak with the player. Liverpool appears to be preparing for his departure, as they attempted to sign Crystal Palace defender Mark Gayhei on deadline day. However, it fell through at the last minute, but they could go in again in January. Real Madrid have also been linked with the English centre-back, as he is also a free agent after this current season. If I were to guess where Konate will be playing next season, would say Real Madrid. He has confirmed that Kylian Mbappé is constantly in his ear, asking him to join him in Madrid. There are still a few months until Los Blancos can officially make a move, so anything could still happen. Liverpool and Chelsea interested in signing Wonder Kid. Malik Fofana confirms Chelsea and Liverpool interest amid Tottenham warning. Chelsea's transfer strategy continues to generate headlines, and this week it was Malik Fofana who openly addressed Premier League speculation. As reported by James Holland of Team Talk, the 20-year-old winger admitted there was genuine interest from both Chelsea and Liverpool during the summer window. Rising star in League One. Fofana's rapid rise has been impressive. After breaking through at Gent, he moved to Lyon in January 2024. Since then, the Belgian international has contributed 16 goals and 8 assists in 65 appearances. Last season alone, he scored 11 times and provided 6 assists in 41 outings, with standout performances against Manchester United and Rangers in Europe. His progress has inevitably caught the eye of England's elite. Chelsea identified him as a potential replacement for wide players such as Jadon Sancho and Mykhailo Mudryk, while Liverpool viewed him as an option to cover the departure of Luis Diaz to Bayern Munich. Fofana on Chelsea and Liverpool. The winger himself confirmed, there was interest from those two clubs, but ultimately nothing concrete. I've considered a transfer, but now I think it's more important that I play a lot, and that has to happen at Lyon. Because I still have some progress to make. Despite Chelsea opting for Jamie Gittins and Alejandro Garnacho, and Liverpool turning to Hugo Ekitike, the door appears far from closed. Tottenham are also circling for 2026, but Fofana's own words suggest Chelsea and Liverpool may return to the table. Liverpool connection and Lyon's dilemma. Interestingly, Fofana's agent previously revealed that his choice of heart would be Liverpool, which could give Arne Slot's side an advantage in future negotiations. Lyon, meanwhile, faced their own challenges. Despite being reinstated to League One after a relegation scare linked to financial instability, they may struggle to resist a sizable Premier League bid. Transfer outlook. With a contract running until 2028, Lyon are reportedly demanding €50 to €60 million, £43 to £52 million. However, should financial pressures persist, Chelsea could sense an opportunity to revisit their interest.